Alright, trading recap for the 28th of September. 2 hour day. Wasn't my greatest trading, wasn't my worst either. Okay, so 1 minute 3 bar play long on alt. This thing got down. Alt 20%. Kind of into no man's land. Up here was a moving average, the 50 I believe. There's a big liquidity zone right here. If it decided to go down, I did have a note in that I needed 200% margin to go short on it, although there are shorts available, 800,000. So I was looking at this thing primarily for a short pop. So I took a 1 minute 3 bar play, kinda for the break of, are you for real right now? Thank you. Long here, when it didn't go, stop myself out. Then I got in again. I do this a lot where I just screw around right here, always, this area, and when it doesn't immediately go, I don't know, I don't even know what to say about that, but whatever, I got in. 1 hour, 2 hour weighted, my last partial was right up here against this moving average. When they kept banging heads here on 1280, I was looking for 13, but there was no like big asks or anything, and it was kind of a double top. I set my last part of the position just under this. And then by then I guess VWAP is already up here, so that was that trade. I think it was decent. Paper cut right here, whatever, made up for it. Alt. Next was BBIG. Here's a trade log. What was BBIG all about? Oh yeah, it came down, kind of bounced yesterday on higher volume. Couldn't really go far. And here was like the volume profile right here. There's this node sticking out here. So I was looking for it to reject this, and again it could be misdrawn a bit. Like it could sit something like this, which would mean that it did reject it. Just very ugly. I was looking at this thing for like a short here, but I put this in as a marker to say don't touch it because I just couldn't trust it. And then when they had the two like tweezers and they made it look like it was gonna go and it cancelled out, then I'm like, yeah, this thing's a short. So I got in short here, but just on the retest. It had good volume breakdown with SPY, but then it had a really low vol retest, so then I got in short where I would have originally gotten short, same location. And when it just didn't break below, I got out, break even, more of me screwing around, because now I thought, okay, this was like this like breakdown, and with the volume they sucked in the shares and they were gonna rip it. So then when it went below this, I was like, okay, so this was like a curl down. So I got in short again, paper cut on the way up when it looked like a double bottom. Then once more I hit it when SPY started like tanking right here. You can see this is the overlay. And so I got in short again here. It was like a 10-minute 3 bar play, and I could have had 1 hour on it right here, but I was looking for this 20 level as shown by right here. There's parts of congestion, 620. And then they just threw volume down here. I already thought like it threw so many wicks to the downside here, as well as a 10-minute. You can see them here that I just got out. And yeah, same thing here. Like this was your typical just V bottom, and it'll probably just range or do something stupid for the rest of the day. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up to 660-ish. Okay, tell. This was a mistake. So I was on the phone with a buddy. So this was an interesting one because the daily, it was in a range right here, and it broke out on big volume, and you had all those longs that were bagged up here when it opened way down here. So I was looking at this thing short, but when it refused to go short past this liquidity level here, and there was a 200 daily moving average and it bounced off that, I was now looking at it for a 10-minute 3-bar play, as you can see here. Thrust, wait, candle, and go. And I wasn't looking for it far, I just wanted this next resistance at 40.60, which what happened was I wanted to just draw this box to say, like, this is a placeholder where I would have gotten in. So the level was right here. This was kind of the level, and they brought it above, and then when it couldn't break much lower, I was like, okay, this thing's a long, but I wasn't actually going to take it, but I took it by mistake. And then I got out right away, but I took a, like a, where is my, yeah, and then in the same minute, I stopped myself out, and I don't know, I got a pretty decent haircut on it, and I don't know why, it doesn't look it. So then I was just like, well, screw this thing's gonna run anyway, 1 minute 3-bar play, so I got in long, and it almost stopped me out for like 5 minutes. And then I got out halfway position here. I told myself if it came back to break even, I'd get out. And at least I made up this haircut here. But it's a stupid trade, and it's a stupid stock, and now it's absolutely tanking, and I wouldn't be surprised. What is this? What is this? 400,000 shares. It didn't do anything. Yeah, this thing looks done. Someone sold. That's all for that. So, what did I trade? ALT, so then ALF. Yeah, this is a low float, 8 mil. I was looking at this thing long. I wanted to take it as a 5-minute 3-bar play, ugly-ish. I did want to take it up to this pre-market level, but I didn't. S. What is this thing? Sentinel. I don't know. It had a catalyst, a bad catalyst, and I thought if it loses this 200 daily, and it's in a decent downtrend, I saw it coming down here is liquidity. I didn't trade it because it's just ugly. Did a whole bunch of nothing. So whatever, it is what it is. My backups were Alt, which I traded, and Zevo. Zevo didn't do a whole heck of a lot, and I couldn't really read it. I was looking at this thing long because it gapped up, but it sold off into the open, and I'm glad I stayed out because it really did a whole lot of nothing. And it has a history, if you go back to these days here, it has a history of just like it pops up and then sells off on the open. So, or throughout the day that it doesn't actually rip. Anyway, is what it is. 2-hour day. Have a bit more P&L to make up to get back to my like all-time highs of last week or whatever it was. Cool.